Hello everyone, welcome back to my Let's Replay channel. Once again, this is Andrew G coming at you. And today we're going to be doing our vlog review of Penny Arcade's On the Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness, and of Blackguards. So as always, start with the first one I played, which is Penny Arcade's. And I won't say the whole title every time, it just takes too long. It's one of the longest titles I've ever seen. So, these came out a couple years ago as an episodic content, and it was fairly good for the time, for what they put into it, for a small studio, kind of using Gabe and Tycho's universe of basically a guy that was obsessed with the occult and a guy who literally was all fists and no brains, who would actually punch Satan in the face. So hence you're the third character, you know, every man that's just kind of, or woman that's put in this situation because your house gets stepped on by one of these four gods, and then it's your job to go out and find out what's going on. You meet characters along the way. You have interactions with them. You can choose dialogue options every once in a while, but it doesn't really matter in the long and short of it. Just for, if you want to do a completionist and kind of see what the answers are, you can. But other than that, you're just going through it as a linear story, and the dialogue is very good. The humor is good if you like that. Their type of Penny Arcade, you'll like this as well. The gameplay is pretty much Final Fantasy type in that there are enemies you can kind of see on the map instead of just kind of running into them willy-nilly. So you can choose to get in the battles and level up that way, or you can avoid them if you don't want to. In certain cases, some of them on the maps you can't. But the side characters are also good. They have the niece. Can't remember her name off the top of my head, but yeah, this is just the first episode, so it kind of gives you an idea when you go to a certain location. You can walk around, do this, do that, fight enemies, level up. You have your support items. So if you've ever played Final Fantasy, any of them for the first like 7, you kind of know what to expect on the gameplay aspect of it. But this kind of throws it under their own niche of humor and their own little universe that they've created. So if I had to give it a rating just for nostalgia and replayability, and price, I get this is one of the ones I got off the Pinata sale off GOG.com for $3. So it was not something that I paid a ton for. Actually, no, I take it back. This is not one of those. This is one I already had on Steam. So this was episode 1 of that, and I think I got it for like $10 to $15 when it first came out. But if you can pick it up now for less than $10, it's pretty decent. If you can get it for $5, even better. It's definitely a buy at $5 if you're into this sort of game. So if I had to rate it though on what it is currently and the replayability and everything along those lines, I had to give it around. I'd have to give it around a 6. That's because it's not just average, it is a good game, and what keeps you coming back will keep you playing the game as well. But once you played it once, you don't really need to play it again unless you just, it's been a couple years and you want to see the jokes again. This is one of the ones I did take down off my PC after I installed it after my video, just because it does take a while to get through it, and I don't feel like grinding for levels or for story bits that I may have missed and stuff like that. So it is a good game, but it's not really what I want to play right now. But overall, for the graphics, the dialogue, the cutscenes, the humor, everything along with it, I'd say it's a decent 6. So it's above average, not a must buy right now. It would be a good buy if the price came down on a sale though. So from that, we're going to Blackguards. Now, I heard a little bit about this game from Total Biscuit when it first came out. You'll hear me reference his name a lot just because the guy in mine, our tastes line up pretty frequently. Not everything, but a lot of the stuff I do take his word on that it's a good game. So I didn't get this one when it first came out just because I didn't like the hex grid-based combat style usually. But when I started this game, it kind of throws you in there. The graphics are decent. The storyline kind of gripped me a little bit, but it does jump around a lot. So for the studio that made it, you can tell that it's not their first rodeo, but they do use a lot of cliches to get around like transition scenes and things like that, which I get. It's decent, but you can definitely tell it's missing when you're trying to read through the story or the cutscenes. But the voice acting I thought was very well. The user interface is pretty easy to figure out even without the tutorial, and I didn't have to read much of the tutorial to figure it out either. So, but the scenario I saw in the tutorial where you put the barrier up and then have all the prisoners escape, I'm like, what happened to the prisoners? Why did it end right there? It was after I let the last guy out, it just ended. I didn't know that was a way to win it. I thought I had to kill the guys. So it was kind of weird that way. I don't know if there's any other missions after that do that as well. That are just like, oh yeah, you did this, and all of a sudden the mission's over. I'm like, but I think overall it was something I'm keeping on for now. I'm keeping on my desktop just in case I want to go back to it and play it a little bit more. But yeah, for just a review here, just first impressions replay review, I'm gonna have to give it. I'll probably have to give this one a 6 as well, just because for first impressions it does well, but I can't guarantee that the small flaws I saw in it at the beginning won't continue throughout the entire game. If the combat and the storyline and the voice acting make up for it, it may jump up, from that score right now, but that's up to y'all to decide if you want to play through it. But right now I can definitely tell you that it is a good game. The combat and everything looks good. The RPG elements look decent and solid. The UI looks solid as well. All the intangibles are done well in this game. But I just don't know if the final product would, for the entire game, won't do anything higher than that. But from what I saw, definitely above average, especially for something. This is one I did get on the Steam Pinata sale for $3. So if you can get it that way, or if you find it on a sale, I say definitely give it a shot if you're into this type of game. So this is one of my reviews that I haven't done in a while, where I usually just end it after the 2 scores. But yeah, one little extra caveat here at the end. I did some Fallout reviews last week. For the original, I played Fallout 2 after that. I don't really feel that it's worth a replay on top of that and a review on top of that, because the first one and the second one are very similar and they're both good. But what I have been playing for the last 3 or 4 weeks now is Fallout New Vegas. And literally right before this video, I got through with the DLC of Old World Blues, and I recognize a lot of voice actors in there. They had Dr. Venture from the Venture Brothers on there, and Leonardo from the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I could IMDb it right now, but I just say that the quality of the DLC alone is insanely high. So if you can get Fallout New Vegas with all its DLC for about $20 or less, definitely do it. It is by far the best Fallout that they've put out for the recent ones. That includes 3 and 4. 4, gosh, that was an abomination. That's not even an RPG. It's a first-person shooter with dialogue. But either way, is definitely worth your money. And like I said, I've not even unlocked 70%, and it's been about 4 weeks almost straight coming home and playing this game. So just a little caveat there at the end. Thank y'all so much for watching. Once again, this is Andrew T coming at you. It's a great day for a replay, and y'all have a good one.